Ricky D. Powell.
Well, this is not going to be a blowout tonight, Donovan. Cowboys trail at the half to Seattle 21-20. Deron Bland, your NFC Defensive Player of the Month, having a rough one against DK Metcalf and company.
Yeah. Maybe that thing fell off of the shelf and broke or something because he is getting absolutely abused today. I mean, Metcalf is a good receiver. We all know that. We all know the skill position players of Seattle are really good, but they are targeting Deron Bland tonight, and it's working. And you've seen a couple of penalties from Gilmore also. We always talk about if the Cowboys take care of their business, Sean, that they'll be okay. But you're seeing the penalties show up big time tonight, 7 for 107 yards. And
some big interference penalties.
Huge interference penalties.
Holding against Terrence Steele that wiped out a Dak touchdown. Because other than that penalty, the offense has been terrific.
Man,
Dak has been terrific tonight.
They have, and they've run 44 plays in the first half. That is absolutely nuts. They have the time of possession in the first half, 20 minutes and 19 seconds to 9:41 for Seattle, and they're losing by 1 point. Like, some of these numbers are unheard of, but when you have the penalties and you let them get all that hidden yardage, then you have your, you see what can happen, and you're down by 1. Like, it's ridiculous. You don't know the score, and you just watch the game. You're thinking Cowboys are running them off the field because of the numbers and what they're doing, time of possession and all that. But the mistakes are showing up. They're showing up big time.
Penalties have been huge. Defensively, outside of Bland getting cooked a few times, they're not getting a lot of pressure on Geno Smith.
No.
That is interesting because obviously they got one of their tackles back tonight. They've been rolling out Jason Peters in year 20 in the league. But
first he had to play guard, and then their tackle got hurt. Then he had to play right tackle.
Well, and last week or Thanksgiving against the Niners, their offensive line was terrible. Geno was under duress the whole time. Up until that last Seattle scoring drive, Dallas wasn't able to apply hardly any pressure. And a lot of it's quick, get the ball out. But that's something to watch in the second half because I thought Dallas would feast tonight up front. And so far, they haven't had it. They've been jumping off sides, and I thought there would be 4 or 5 sacks tonight. We haven't seen one yet on Geno.
And we haven't seen a punt in the game. Every time these teams have touched the ball, they've either scored or missed a field goal. The Cowboys have 4 possessions. They have 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. Seattle, they have 4 possessions. They have 3 touchdowns and a missed field goal. Like, defenses aren't showing up here tonight, and I will bet you that it's going to be one of these defenses that turns the ball over that will get one of these teams to win. But listening to you guys today, Mino said, hey, you know what? I want to see a close game. You want to see how this team reacts when things are, they have a little adversity. And now you're seeing that. It's not a typical game. And games like that are not typically what the NFL is all about when you're beating teams by 3-4 scores. Now, if the defense holds up and they do their thing and they get a touchdown and the Cowboys continue to move the football like they are, then maybe you'll see maybe they'll have some separation. But it looks like Seattle came to play tonight.
It feels like the team that commits a turnover might lose this game. The way it's been going, like you said in the first half, no punts. Maybe the team that has the ball last will win. Who knows? But it's not going to be another 20-point margin of victory. At least it doesn't feel that way right now. Now, things could get really out of hand in the second half, and Dallas could roll. But, buddy, that receiving core for Seattle, we talked about it on the pregame. We talked about it on the shows today. And, say what you will about Terry McLaurin. Say what you will about some of these receivers they've dealt with in this little soft part of the schedule. They go 3 deep. And Jackson Smith-Njigba has made some great plays tonight, the kid out of Rockwall. Obviously, it feels like every time they deal with him, Lockett has a big game production-wise. He's made some catches for first downs tonight. So this secondary is getting tested, and this is a really good primer for next week when you take on Philadelphia, who's got a great receiving stable of their own.
Hey, it's the battle of penalties, and it's with the defense that stops making penalties and stops giving up 30 and 40-yard penalties to put those teams in scoring situations. If they could just calm it down and not have the flags and even just line it up offsides. I think we've had 3 offsides penalties so far from Dallas. I think maybe only 1 was accepted, but the pass interference and the holding and all that, they are just shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties and allowing Seattle in 9 minutes of possession to score 3 touchdowns. Like, that's some of the weirdest, oddest numbers you'll see.
And one of those offsides was Fowler lining up offsides.
Just leaning up. Like,
we got that one out of the way.
I know,
because it feels like they have one just about every game this season.
They do. And I don't know why it seems really silly that these guys are lining up all sides in game number 12 of the season. Like, that's preseason, early season stuff, and not just look and see if you're on the ball or off the ball or not. It's just, just the silly pre-snap penalties that can kill you as a team.
So if I'm Seattle, I'm just going to have DK Metcalf try to body up against Bland. Until they can stop it, keep doing it.
No doubt.
And Dallas is kind of lucky that Walker's not running the ball tonight. He's hurt. And Charbonnet does have a rushing touchdown. As far as Dallas running the ball, I like the fact that they're still a pass-first team and they're just running when they need to. I like the fact that Dak has been showing the ability to pull it down. They even had one design run for him. I thought that was great. I want to see more of that, especially if they get back down to the red zone. But this is not the layup we thought it was going to be, and I'm kind of excited because I want to see how this team deals with a little bit of adversity because we haven't had it since the Philly game.
No whatsoever. Dak sacked 3 times in the first half. He's had some pressure. Seattle really, truly trying to run the football. They have 17 pass attempts and 9 rushing attempts. So they're trying to slow it down so you won't see the Cowboys touch the ball that often. They only have 4 drives. And if Seattle can do that same thing, they are 100% going to be in this game. So it's going to be up to this defense to stiffen up a bit and say, hey, all right, offense, you know what? You guys are scoring every time you touch it. How about we get a stop, and then you guys can do it again to get a little separation. So you're going to have that in the second half.
Well, I'm going to jinx you right now and say congratulations.
Shut up!
You're the only person that took the points with Seattle tonight and picks with friends, so go Donnie.
God, you make me sick. You make me so sick.
Well, I'm sorry I make you sick, but I love you.
And
we're
Sean
friends.
said at least the Stars are 1-1.
Stars are tied. They just tied it up 2-2. Yeah.
And the Rangers won the World Series,
baby.
Champions until November.
So,
Rickety Pow!
Post-game, you, Matt, this room.
Yes.
These streams.
Yep.
Be back. I'm going home, so peace.
No, you're not. Rickety Pow.